All right, let's try this now. You know what? It's still, you're echoing so bad on my end. I gotta try something. All right. Let me see if that works.
I'm afraid. Is it better?
Can
you hear me? Is there an echo?
There's a bad echo now. I'm hearing myself later, like in delayed response.
I am officially finished with Facebook. Today is my announcement of done. Serious. It's my announcement. This is twice this week. So are you echoing this time?
I hear
Vicky
myself.
said it's working.
So I hear myself like, I'll say this now and I'll hear it in like 10 seconds.
Yes. Vicky Royer says it's working out there.
Okay.
Much better.
As long as they can hear, I don't care about anything on my end.
Can you? Okay.
So I can't see comments
Sparrows.
either.
You can't?
Mm-mm. Swipe left.
I will tell you what I see, because we will have opportunity to respond.
Okay.
To the questions.
Okay.
Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Vicky. So I just think you're amazing. I say congratulations to what you have done.
Thank you.
And when I put the flyer out, I knew it would speak for itself. Curiosity. I said, oh my gosh, look at that girl with that banging body. Look at that. It's nuts. So thanks, Vicky Royer and Anthony. So tell us the story. I mean, I know you don't have to go all the way back. I had the pleasure of reading the article. I read what you wrote. Give the Sparrows a cliff note of what you're talking about, what your journey has been, because you are confirmation to so many things that I've had suspicions of for many years. And most people say, oh, Valerie, stop it. No, I'm a green girl. I'm so healthy and fit, like you, not like you. You are all chiseled. However, you've performed, you've won championships, you've done these things. It's an amazing walk. Please share your story and how you came to the point of where you have had to remove your implants.
Yeah.
That, I love the story. I just want everybody else to hear it, and then we can engage in continual conversations. So Sparrows out there, any questions that you may have, by all means, put them in comments, because this is going to be the time for you to ask Karen about her story. And if you are having any experiences, please don't be shy about it. Don't do that. And then afterwards, we'll both go in and we'll respond to your comments as well. So without any further ado, because I'm beyond grateful that we can both be on at the same time. And to get you on, I told her, I said, listen, I need to get you on my show now before you get too popular. So,
no,
because you are really going to skyrocket.
I'll always make time for these opportunities. I love it. And I'm so grateful to be on this. This is so cool. And this is my first Facebook Live experience. So, yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I don't know how you want me to start or how far back you want me to go, but I can start by...
Tell us about you, Karen now. Karen's discovery, and then where it began, and then bring it back from that, because it's really broad, and I know it is. However, just give them the gist of why you came to decide and discover when you were so sick.
Okay, yeah.
And why.
So I started fitness competitions. I'm a figure competitor. I started in 2004. I've always been really, really athletic my whole life. I ran, I played hockey, I've done many sports. And I decided in college, I met my husband, and he was an athlete, bodybuilder. So I decided to start competing after going to one of the shows. And as a female, when you compete, you have to get really lean, which means you lose all your curves too.
Yes.
So at the young age of 21, I started prepping for competitions. I did my first show. I turned pro, and I never looked back. I love the experience. as I started competing more and more, I was actually like only a year into competition. I just got really self-conscious of my shape that I had because I had lost my chest. I mean, let me be honest, I've never had a chest to begin with. I've always had that very athletic build. And then competing, it got even worse. So I would come home crying all the time from work because I just had no shape to me and I just didn't feel like a girl. I was like, I feel like a boy because I'm so flat. So I did some research at the age of 23 and I decided to go and get breast implants for my birthday. I actually bought them for my birthday. And
oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was 23 years old. And at that time, I was so self-conscious. You know, I had a great body, but I was like, I'm lacking something. I just don't feel like a female. So I decided to go with breast implants. And I loved having them. I loved how I looked. And, you know, even like when I was competing, I didn't lose my shape up top. I still had them. So I felt really great about that.
Right.
3 years after I got them, I started having like issues. And I never linked it to that because I always thought, well, it's because I'm competing. We're so restrictive on our diet that every time we go through a contest prep, we're super restrictive. Then we stop competing. We bring back all of our normal habits, our normal foods, and I would always have adverse reactions to that. I'm like, oh, it's because I was so strict and now I'm back to normal. That's why. Yeah. So that was 3 years later. I started having like a lot of skin issues that were out of the norm. A couple of years later, I started having digestive issues that were weird because I never had an issue growing up. I never even had an issue prior to this. Again, relating it back to competition because the restriction. Then it was like every 2 years something major was happening. So after the digestive issues, a couple years later, I wound up having severe adrenal issues, hormonal issues, skin pigmentation, weight gain. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. I even had severe hair loss at one point. I was starting to bald in areas, which is weird because my hair is so thick and so healthy.
Yes, gorgeous. I love that cut.
Thank you. I had my hair done just for tonight. But no, I really was having so many issues. And it didn't make any sense because I live a very, very healthy lifestyle. I mean, I am all holistic. You know, I eat very well. I exercise. I acupuncture, chiropractic care. I do yoga. I meditate. Like, I don't even take medication. I don't take Advil. I don't take anything. I try to heal everything holistically. And it didn't make sense that I was getting sicker and sicker and sicker the more conscious I was of my health. So a couple months ago, it was actually earlier this year, maybe around June, my husband follows this woman and she tags on her Instagram page how she got her breast implants removed because of something called breast implant illness disease and how sick she was getting. So he tagged me in it. Gosh. And I was like, no, I was like, okay, this sounds interesting, but I don't think this is me. Mine are fine. They look okay. They don't hurt. They're not ruptured. I'm good. This can't be the problem. So I tabled it. And then I was like, you know what? Something just made me go back to that post. And I was like, I have to read more about this. And I started to look into it more. And from this woman's post, I found a website called Healing Breast Implant Illness by Nicole. And I started reading about it. I'm like, this warrants a little bit more of my time. So, yeah, I was like, this, it makes sense from a holistic standpoint, but I still don't think I have a problem. Let me look into this. And from there, I found a few Facebook groups that were recommended through this webpage of support groups of women who are going through a lot of issues who all had implants. And Vicky, if you're still on, she's a woman in one of my groups too. And love her. She's been so supportive through this whole process. So shout out to you, girl. Love you. But so I found these websites or these support groups and I started reading all of these women's stories. And it was very weird that it was my story just from a different perspective and coming from somebody different. I'm like, how do so many of us have the exact same issues going on? Some more severe, some not as severe, but it felt like it wasn't a coincidence. Like, how do 50,000 of us have the same exact issue? We all have implants. So from there, I bought some books. I read up on some books. I watched some movies, some documentaries, and then I listened to a lot of interviews and podcasts. And I remember the exact moment. I was listening to a podcast, and this woman was being interviewed, and she was so sick. She was on her deathbed, and they couldn't find anything wrong with her. No blood tests, no test came back as there was anything wrong with her. And it was like a really long process for her to get diagnosed. And it was through a holistic healer that they actually honed it in on her implants and said, I think that all your issues are coming in from the implants. And hearing her story, yeah, it was crazy. Just hearing that story, something hit me. And like, it felt like a heat wave came through my body. I was like, oh my God, I need to take care of this. Like, that story hit me so hard. And then again, hearing everybody else's stories, I was like, I need to do this. This has to happen. I got to get these out. So I remember my husband came home and I said, I got good news. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to get rid of them. I feel that this is the issue. This is what's going on. He's like, I've been trying to tell you, and I'm so happy. Let's do it now. I was like, well, I have to.
Thank God for your husband, you know, that he saw that article in order to forward it to you to even narrow down that was the issue.
Yeah. And I give him a big amount of credit because he never wanted me to get them. He loved me the way I was beforehand, but, you know, he was supportive no matter what. And
he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's great. And he's actually the happiest that I've gotten them out now because I'm happier. I feel great. My body is so much better now. And he's really supportive of it. But going through that interview really hit home. And it was at that moment I said, I have to take control of this. So I called a doctor in my area to see, you know, to try to get a consultation to talk to him about it. And my doctor was one of the doctors that was on the preferred list by this Healing Breast Implant Illness website. They have a list of all these preferred doctors all over the country. And luckily for me, my doctor was only 20 minutes from my house. I was like, wow, this is kind of fate, meant to be. So I called, I made an appointment with him, and I had to wait 4 weeks to see him. He's so super busy right now. And the first day I met him, I was like, this is definitely what I need to do. He was amazing. He actually believes in breast implant illness. He's been doing explants now for a couple years. He's done over 200 of them. And he's so supportive. And for the first time in years, I finally feel like I had answers to what I've been suffering and going through. So for 10 years, I've been feeling really sick for 10 years. Like even my mom was like, something's not right lately. And it's been a 10-year silent killer, I say, because, you know, I'm still functioning. I'm not dead, but it was slowly starting to really hurt me. And I consulted with this doctor. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And here's the thing. If I get the surgery and I get the implants out and nothing gets better, what's the worst that's going to happen? I go back to natural? Oh, well, I'm over the implants anyway. So
thank God you're over the implants.
Yeah.
You had no business in the first place. And that's just me fooling around. But the thing is, when you're beautiful, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes back to how you and I were talking before about consciousness and having confidence and actually loving who you are as you are. But when you start, you know, altering your natural beauty, then you're making yourself susceptible to foreign things like illness that you don't know where they come from. And then you had the aha, you married an amazing man who didn't want you to do it in the first place. That alone is a kudo. You have a very great guy who wouldn't want you to alter yourself to be in that vanity aspect, because that's what society wants. That's what society advertises. And that's all they want is this Barbie look. And it's not for everybody. You can be gorgeous as you are without voluptuous breasts.
Yeah.
You can't.
It took me a long time to get to that place mentally, you know, because in my industry of competing now, it's so sad because every single female up there has them. Almost. Yeah. I would say we were just at a world competition in LA, and there was about 350 competitors. More than half of them were women. And there were some classes where you're 15 women deep and every single woman has implants. And it's
Oh my God.
yeah, and it's because aesthetically on stage, when you're looking for this shape and this physique, it really makes a difference. And
It does.
it's one of those things that as a society, we put so much pressure on a female. And then in the competition world, there's even more pressure. And I'll be honest, not many women without them get rewarded really high. All your winners have them. You know, so even on a fitness level, we're setting that aesthetic standard too. And then to play with a woman's emotions and the self-confidence thing too.
Absolutely.
So there's so many layers to it. And it's really sad. I just saw a statistic that over 300,000 breast augmentations were done last year alone. It's one of
many.
It's one of the most popular plastic surgeries right now. It even beats out some like health surgeries. So it's really a problem. It's an epidemic, and it's really sad that we feel that way. And with the pressures of being a female in general, and then social media and magazines and the movies and the stars, and you know, if you're the slightest bit self-conscious, you're going to get hit with that. You know, and even women who don't compete, I'm meeting so many women who had kids and now their breasts are sagging because of breastfeeding and after, and they're all getting implants because they feel really bad about what their breasts now look like. And it's really sad. And it took,
but you know, coming from your background and what you do, I mean, this is your career path. It's so many things that you can do to tone muscle, even that with your breasts. I mean, from the opposite side of the fence, you know, I'm more herbal and looking at the herbal side of things. And then you're with the fitness. And of course, we're talking with alignment of consciousness. Like, do your due diligence on the front end before you decide to have the quick fix. To me, that's a quick fix.
Yeah.
You know, one day you're here, the next day you're woo.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
the next hour.
Oh my. Yeah. And I mean, it looks great, but is it worth dying over?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And you know what? My husband asked me recently, like, if you knew all of this, that this was your life was going to look like this, he's like, would you have still gone through it? And I like to say that, no, I wouldn't. But again, I was 23 years old. Who knows? I would have been like, I'd rather look good than feel good, you know, like, who knows?
Yeah.
And I've had women recently say the same thing. They're like, I don't care as long as I look cute. I'm like, oh, girl, let me tell you. Like, I don't think people can wrap their head around the amount of pain that can happen, the amount of sickness, and also not even that, the financial of it all, and not just the surgery.
That's true.
The financials of just trying to correct all the illness. Like, if I had to add up every penny I spent just in 2018 alone, my mind is blown by the amount of money trying to get better, and nothing helps. And that's the problem. Like, spending all this money, doing all this stuff, nothing helped me. Once I got the explant, almost every one of my symptoms is gone, and I'm only 14 weeks out.
Oh my gosh, congrats.
Yeah, it's so...
That's beautiful.
Yeah. But it took me 13 years to get to this point. Of like, now I look at my body and I'm like, why would I do that to myself? Like, I look at pictures because, you know, your doctor recommends taking pictures nude so you can like see the difference. So I took pictures the day before my surgery, and I've been taking progress pictures. And I look at the pictures of me and my implants just looking at them, and I cry now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so angry and I'm so sad that I actually did that to myself, you know? But no regrets, because now I have a purpose, right? I have a voice.
It was all a part of it.
You got it.
Think about it.
You got
Karen. It was, and you had to go through this experience. You had to be 23 to have the implants inserted, to have all the experience of the drama and the illnesses to get to where you are now, to be help and grace and a blessing to somebody else as a preventive. If you can catch them beforehand, because you have the proof, you are the proof. Like, there have been people that I've talked to before they did that. It didn't resonate with them because, oh, Valerie, you're just being, and you know, you're exaggerating. I'm like, no, you're killing yourself. And then here you go, proving it.
Yeah.
You proved my theory.
I am living proof, 100%.
Of the dramas that they're having now. Right. Maybe you should talk to them because they are having health issues to this very day. And I've said it 25 times. It's those implants.
Yeah.
It's the implants.
Again, I didn't believe it even 6 months ago. I didn't believe it. I was
Right.
like, no. But you know what? I really like knowing exactly what goes on. Knowing, I still, you know, kills me. I still don't know the chemicals that were in mine.
Yeah.
I can't find the ingredients. They're nowhere to be found. You know. So even like how could I have done that? Like, why would I do something like that? I look at myself now and I freaking love how I look. I love it. Like, I'm so happy to be flat chested again. And like, I am.
Flat
You know what?
free.
It's me.
So, you know,
It's me though. Like, it's not fake. It's me. I was made this way.
absolutely.
You know, I love it. Because I'm only, listen, I'm 5 foot and I'm like 105 pounds. What am I doing with this huge chest? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? So
No, it doesn't.
yeah, now I have
It
like
has to balance.
yeah. And again, I look tinier now. Like, I look more athletic. I'm so happy. We were down in AC this past weekend, and I was wearing a dress that it was a little tight, but you know what? Like, I had a very flat chest, but I looked muscular. Like, I was so happy with how I looked. And I was on the dance floor at a club, and my husband's like, wow, you look great. I'm like, I feel amazing. Like, I haven't felt this
You
good.
look amazing. My God, who has the opportunity to walk around as you have the audacity to do in front of everybody else, looking like that all chiseled? But the thing is, that within itself, that is your confidence. You masked who you were by covering up with something that wasn't authentically you.
Yeah.
It's beauty mark. You know, you have to be you 100%.
Agreed.
365.
Agreed.
You're gorgeous. And, you know, it's so many that don't see just how beautiful they are. And you say, how could I do that to myself? Because that's where you were in your consciousness then. We grow and evolve every day.
100%.
You're someone now you've never been before. So now you're that, you know, intelligent, very smart, mature woman. But at 23, we're learning who we are. It's all discovery.
Yeah. And it comes with age too, I feel. I feel like
Yes.
you're so much more impressionable at 23 than you are at 36, 40, 45. Like, we just get wiser.
Right.
And we just don't care about the outside influence anymore. You know, it's like, wait a second. Who cares what you think? Like, this is me. Like, it cares how I feel about anything. And really, the message is like, learn to love yourself for who you are, and who cares what other people think of you? Because if you're so concerned what other people think of you, you're missing out on life.
Who cares? Yes. Forget you guys.
Yeah.
You know, be fabulous 365. I can't say it enough.
I love
if you do it, you know, I have a complete program around it, and confidence is a part of it. Being confident within yourself. Learning who you are, expressing gratitude and kindness to other people. Fitness is a part of that. It's 12 different things that builds you and your confidence every day. So if you're focused on you every day, you have no time to think about others.
Yeah, that's true.
In that aspect.
And here's my thing too.
Boom.
If you're so concerned and people are trying to put you down, then they shouldn't be in your inner circle. Like, the people who love and support you are going to build you up regardless of how you look or feel, how you look.
Exactly.
So, at the end of
exactly.
the day,
it's time to cut them loose and only surround yourself with people that are like-minded, supportive, encouraging, like you said. That's what it's about. But I'm going to say this to you, Karen, because you can't see. There are comments that are going nuts over here. I think we should probably respond to some.
Yeah, I love it. I wish I could see. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. BJ Alton, because I live under a rock, I may not know you, Karen, but I'm in love with your story. And then, of course, your girl, Vicky. She said, that's right. It's you and healthy. Now, thank God, and so beautiful. And you are. And I've only talked to you a couple of times. Veronica Morris, awesome. Marie Gardner, this is amazing. And thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you.
And we have quite a few people that have come on. Debbie, watch your mama.
Mom.
Says amazing. Mom is on the line. And so...
My mom is the best. She's so awesome.
She is.
Yeah.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
And Marie, thank you. She's saying, hi, gorgeous friend. Hello, everybody. All new Sparrows who's coming to the room that we haven't had opportunities to say hello to. Hi. And that's including you, Demetrius Richardson. Hello there. Vicky also said, she said, same here. I had my aha moment reading Crystal Hefner's story. It saved my life. That's why sharing your story helps save lives. So you're saving a tremendous amount of lives. Thank you, Vicky.
Vicky, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, she said, I'm here, girl. Love you. So you guys are blowing smooches back and forth. And Teresa, is that Pika? Teresa, I know you, Teresa. Botch talks about this when he fixes breasts. Oh,
that's awesome.
Okay, Botch talks. I get what you're saying. I've seen some shows where people have gotten these surgeries done and they were botched up. You know, it made them in a worse situation than they were in the beginning. Now you're really dealing with confidence issues. You know, you didn't feel good about yourself before. Now, what do?
Yeah, and you're never guaranteed for it to go well. So you're always rolling the dice anyway. Oh my God, so silly.
Yeah. Thank you for that information, Teresa. What else? You got some, you're amazing. Your husband's agreeing. Way better. He's fabulous. I like you, Anthony. Okay. So those are just some of the comments. You know, but the thing is, like you said, when it comes to the competitions, if you're having competitions and they're judging you on your physique, knowing that the more body fat that you lose, the slimmer you're going to be in order for your muscles to be defined. The first thing I know with me, when I lean out like that, and I've been on this challenge all year, I've lost 25 pounds and not tried. It just happened.
That's awesome.
But the thing is, I leaned out, but the girls are the first to go.
Yes.
I mean, it happens. The girls and the booty, it goes and it goes overnight. You wake up, who am I in the morning? Like, what happened?
Yeah. And that's why so many
Yeah,
and that's why so many of us get breast implants. Because then even like a lot of the women, we stay really lean all year long. So that way when we do want to compete, it's not so rigorous every time. So all year long, we have nothing. Right. So it's it's a problem. It's an epidemic in the fitness world.
It is, you know, but I feel like you being in the arena where you are, I'm just saying, I'm casting a net out to you right now, Karen. Being in the arena where you are, it's a way to firm healthily. And I know I've done it for myself over and over. And it's from a healthy standpoint. I'm talking herbals like the saw palmetto, things like that. It's things that supplements you can incorporate, fitness regimens that you can incorporate. You're in that world that I know for certain that I've done, and I'm not a professional like you are there. It can happen. It's just how serious are you about making yourself look better without having to go under to get it done?
Absolutely.
That's the thing. But I think with you and what your plan is of whatever you're led to do in this space, because I know it's going to be grand and eye-opening, take it by the horns and run with it. Take it.
I'm on a mission.
Do it. Because sometimes you don't do what you want to do. You have to do what you're chosen to do. And this, for me, I feel like it's what you've been chosen to do. I know I didn't choose this, what I'm doing, but I'm loving every second of it because who knew it would be so fabulous?
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that. I do. I really am. I'm on a mission just to throw some education out there, but also be a voice and also support because it's not an easy decision to make either way, you know, and I just want women before, I'm not saying don't do it. I mean, I would love to say don't do it, but every woman has their own right to make their decision. I just want the education to be there first. And I don't want somebody to do it just because they feel they have to please anybody else, you know? And if I can stop one person from doing it, my job has been done. Because then that person can then pay it forward too. And I've already had, I've had so many people reach out to me, and some of the women in my fitness circle of competitions, have reached out to me, and one of them is getting explanted next week because she was really sick too. So again, I effectively changed one person's life, and she'll pay it forward times 10 too. So yeah, I'm really
awesome.
Yeah. So I'm happy, and I am on a mission. I really am. I want everybody to be aware and not have to go through what I went through. If I could prevent somebody from going through the trauma and the BS that I went through, then that's all that's about. So
that's so important. And you have really touched a number of people, with me being one. Like I said, I'm just scrolling through Facebook, and don't ask me how, but you came up, and I was like, what is this? What is this? You know,
that picture.
I was like, oh my God, what is this? And so I said, let me read this. And I read it and was blown away. And when I said that, I said, oh my gosh, after reading the story, I said, let me just send her a note. She may respond to it, she may not. But I just wanted to say congratulations, because you're the first person that I've seen to have enough courage to even do what you've done and to face head on what your fear was in the first place. You went back to the beginning of where you started, but little did you know how amazing you were at 23. But it took this amount of time. We said 13 years.
13 years.
It took that amount of time for you to realize who you were, and it's not how you look.
Yeah, long time.
You know?
Long time.
Yeah. It's an awesome thing.
Yeah,
but it's everybody's responsibility.
And I'm grateful I got
to make a difference,
because I don't think a lot of women still, like, they'll go 20, 30, 40 years without. Some women will go their whole life and never realize how great they are. You know, and that's sad. I feel like everybody has the right to feel beautiful in their own way. And if you never feel that way, that's like unfortunate, you know? So
you're not living, which means something needs to change. Yes, you are blessed. I'm blessed. And there's so many that are, who realizes their worth and who they are. Mm-hmm. And it's such a self-discovery to know who you are and to stand firm behind that, because you are actually a beautiful person without making changes.
Thank you.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't.
Know? So wear your halo and rock it well, because you've got work to do.
I do have a lot.
We all have work to do. And however I can support that, I'll support that, because I'm on board with it 100%. I have always been one to just bash that type of a thing, you know, but I can't do it by myself. I can't. But now you go ahead and run with it. I'll just help when I can. I'll help, because it's a great thing.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for you sharing that. I was like, oh my God, who is this woman who just random, like, I've never talked to you, seen you, or nothing, and we connected. Yeah, like I will respond back to every single person who reaches out to me. That's just how I am. Because if you're taking the time to seek out me and even ask me a small question, it's worth my time getting back to you, because I'm so appreciative of that. So anybody can contact me with the smallest question or concern, or I'll respond back every time. I'll never not respond. You know, it's my duty, and I'm grateful, and I appreciate that too. But I also enjoy it, because it's a way for me to connect to other people. It's a way for me to hear them. They can also use it as a venting, just to kind of say, hey, you know, can this be something, or am I making it up? And if I can just give them peace of mind, then that's what it's all about.
Exactly. And that's why I knew it would be vital to have you here, because you never know who you may touch just by sharing your story. Somebody can hear your story and share it with somebody else. That's the whole point of it. So it's all about engaging, paying it forward, and sharing awareness and just putting it out there consciously. Yeah. So when we know things can make a difference, why wouldn't we do what we can do to advertise that, to get it out there, and have a voice like yourself to connect to on that behalf? Because you never know who may be dealing with some health scare issues right now, and it's because of something that you've inserted in your body that you were not born with. You were not born with that.
Yep. Our Our body does not like foreign objects being inserted.
No, I reject this. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Get it out of here.
Yeah.
And look how quickly you turned around just by you having them, you know, explanted. Is that your terminology?
Yeah.
Explanted?
It's actually, the term that that's what the industry uses. It's implant brings it in, explant takes them out.
And explant.
Yeah. Crazy.
They knew.
Yeah.
They knew it. And they knew when they put them in that the chances would be great to have them removed if you now have learned enough about yourself and you care about yourself enough to either remove it or continue to be ill. And who wants to be ill? Nobody.
Especially, oh my God. It's, some women they get diagnosed with lupus, with so many different autoimmune diseases, because that's what happens when you have a foreign object in your body. It breaks down your immune system to the point that you can't support anything coming in. And there's so many autoimmune diseases. It is not worth getting autoimmune diseases just to look a different way. It's, oh my.
And who are you doing it for? You really need to question who you are doing that for and why.
Yeah. They should the doctor should have a checklist for every woman coming in saying, hey, why are you doing this? Why don't you go see a psychologist first? To really it's almost like, okay, when people go through, for example, gastric bypass surgery, a lot of times they recommend going to a therapist first, because just because you're getting the surgery doesn't mean this is getting fixed. It's not a cure-all. So it's almost the same thing going through a surgery like this. I really feel women should maybe seek some guidance and counseling before they do it to really evaluate, like, why are we doing this and why can't we fix it without that? Maybe that would prevent a lot. I don't know. I never got offered anything when I first did it. So I don't know.
No, it's such a big business though, and it's just an extra leverage that the person would have to seek on their own. But if they made that a part of the practice, then it could be a very, it's a preventive measure. However, they could lose.
Oh, they would definitely lose a lot.
If mind change.
Yeah, they'll never do that. They
would
lose so much. That's probably
they lose it.
That's probably also why they don't disclose the ingredients in your implants, because they're like, well, if people really knew what's in there, they might second guess it.
Exactly.
Instead, it's
too late now. They're inside and they're in there.
Yeah.
I don't know, but what would be the one thing if you could go back to 23? I know your husband asked, but today, what would you tell your 23-year-old self?
I would probably try to hone in on the fact that doesn't define you as a woman, having implants, because it's a false sense of reality, and to really love you for who you are, regardless of how you look. I mean, again, if you want to lose weight, then you tighten up your diet and you exercise more. But there's some things that we can't control, and you have to learn to love yourself the way that you're made. And there's a reason you're made that way, and just embrace it. Be you. Love you for you. Period. End of story.
That's it. The end. Yeah. And smile about it. Be excited about it. Because if you look around, there's always someone else who has a different situation than you. So it's always time to be grateful and not complain. I'll never say, God, you made a mistake on that because you didn't give me this. So if this is what he gave me, I'm great. I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
Rock it and be done.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's a reason.
So how could anyone be in touch with you?
So
and of course, I'm going to ask you to report it later.
Yeah, no, I love that. You can either get in touch with me on Facebook. So my Facebook page is Karen Walsh Monetti. Instagram, I'm Karen_Monetti. So I do respond to both of those. But even my email address, you guys can go to my email or my website, thisisbody.com, BODHI. Body means to enlighten from within, and that's our company, right? So my email is just Karen, my first name, Karen, at thisisbody, BODHI.com. And I am on my email all the time. All the time. I'm always on and responding. So there's many ways to get in touch with me, for sure.
Awesome. And, after we're done. If you wouldn't mind just putting it in comments just in case someone missed it somehow. That way we can ensure that they have everything. I'm kind of scrolling through to make sure that we don't have any comments that we missed. Before I let you go, because I could really hold you here for a while.
I love it. Yeah. I can talk all day too.
Vicky did.
I'm Italian.
I know, because I love too. That's why I said we'll never get off. We'll talk the batteries down day. That's happened before. But Vicky did. She had another comment here. She gave, some high fives and said, yes, love yourself the way you are. And if we love ourselves for who we are, then we can't do but be satisfied and be the best at that. It's a full-time job.
It is. But it's the most important job too.
It is. Who better than yourself to make sure if it's a confidence thing and you need, you feel like you want more of whatever, work on that. Make it your job. Before you invest that type of money into the quick fix, invest it into yourself to make your mind better. That type of a deal. Try it. Have fun. But I would say this to you. I'm going to have you come back at a later date because I know you're going to have some great stories to share from this whirlwind of what has happened. And I know you couldn't have thought when you post that picture and that blog that it was going to get what you received from that post. You couldn't have. Because it stopped me in my tracks. I was like, oh, who is this? Who is this? It made me stop. And I feel like that's what you're going to do to a lot of people, to make them stop, pay attention, and discover before you act in a way that's going to live to regret, and then you have to go back and regress from it years later. If you're that fortunate. You were fortunate to discover where your husband found the article. That was a gift. Yeah. And I could say it's a higher power gift because he gave it to your husband because he's the influence over you. Absolutely. You believe him. If you had seen it someplace else, you probably would have thrown it to the side. But that love and care that came from your husband is significant. It makes it so much different to receive coming from someone who will actually love and care for you like that. So kudos, Anthony, for that. And I'm going to say thank you for coming on. I'm very grateful that you took time for us with your busy schedule. You still popped in. And I'm very proud of you for what you're doing. So just let it just catapult you wherever it is that you're going, because I think it's in perfect alignment with you being in the career that you have. You're already there. You look the part. Now you talk the talk in a way that everybody else will listen. Yeah. So
thank you. Thank you for recognizing.
You're welcome. Yeah, it was a great thing, and I'm excited for you, and I'm sure the Sparrows are excited that you came by, and definitely keep in touch. I will be in touch with you as well to see how things are going. And I was serious about, you need some help with that. I would definitely help you in any way I can.
I appreciate that.
With that, because it's a message that needs to be spread. It is.
I appreciate you also spreading the word of self-love, and we need more of you in this world too, because you're an influencer and you help a lot of women discover who they really are. So thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for seeking me out. Thank you for giving me this platform and an opportunity to talk. And I would love to connect again and do some more stuff in the future, for sure.
It's going to happen. Yeah. It's inevitable.
We were connected for a reason, Valerie. It is
not, we're going to slay this place.
It's not by mistake that you happen to pop onto my feed or something,
That is right. That is right. That is right. And I have just instantaneously fallen in love with your mother. She wrote a note. So thank you for having my daughter and for giving her a chance to tell her story. So that really means a lot, because so many need to hear what you're sharing. And I will continue to spread your story and you as a liaison. So if I ever run into somebody, I'm sending them straight to you.
Please do. Don't hesitate. I am more than happy to talk to anyone who has any questions, comments, concerns. And that's, you know what, I get some bad ones too. Not everything is positive, but it's with the territory. So I'm okay. I have a thick skin. I can handle.
Yeah. Of course you do. You've got quarters bouncing off those arms. I mean, really. So, gracious. Girl, I was so mad at you for about 2 seconds. When I looked at that, I was like, oh my God, look at this girl's body. Nuts.
That's not my everyday look. All right. That was just competition. It's not every day. There's a little more cushion.
You still possess it. But I do love it, and I'm very appreciative of you coming over. And like I said, I will have you back again.
Thank you.
I'm just glad to have made the connection with you to share your story. It's amazing, and blessings with it all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
You're quite.
And you and all of your Sparrows, please have a great holiday. Whatever holidays you celebrate, enjoy. Be safe. Be healthy, but have a good time too.
Have a good time,
yeah.
And thank you. Same to you and your family as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I appreciate you. And Sparrows, thank you so much for your time and your patience. It took us 3 times, but 3 is charming. We got it. Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. He had to show in today because he wasn't allowing that 5 times like the other day on Monday. But on that, I'm going to say thank you so much for coming on tonight. I hope you took something away that's going to inspire you or someone that you love and care about. So be sure to share this video and spread the word. And on that note, I'm going to say love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it.
Love it. Thank you.
Ciao. Love you. Take care. Bye.